Hey everybody, I'm doing the YouTuber thing where I'm talking into a mini microphone. Hey, how's it going? I just completely ignore the fact that it's not plugged into anything. Just ignore that. So we're talking about a movie about some kids that turn into fish. It's some cartoon movie I've never heard of. I don't know. I don't really have an interesting intro for this one. Just give me a sec. I need to take off my jacket. It's really warm. Yeah, there we go. We begin with one of our three main characters, Fly, the instigator kid. He's about ready to head out and go fishing until his aunt and cousin Chuck show up to stay with them for a while. Soon, Fly's nature clashes with Chuck's sheltered intellectual nature. Typical intellectualism is seen as a weakness, while the fun main character is all about fishing and harming poor animals' lives for his own entertainment and other various forms of toxic masculinity.
Well, Einstein, got any decent games?
I'm calculating the length of a DNA molecule.
Hey, it's a Millennium 2000 PMX! This is a really cool machine!
Give it to me!
And a power processor?
Give it to me! No, Fly, don't hit escape!
What? Oops. Escape?
Thankfully, whatever Fly closed out of isn't entirely lost, as Chuck backed it up onto a floppy disk. However, Fly still wants to go fishing, so he uses the floppy as leverage against Chuck, as Fly forces him to go fishing with him. Wow, I gotta say, you're very unlikable. And I know a thing or two about that. Bringing his baby sister Stella with them, Fly manages to catch a seahorse, which Stella immediately grows attached to.
It has to go back in the water, Stella.
Here, give it to me.
No,
Stella, come on.
she's mine.
She'll die if you don't put her back.
I think we better go home now.
Oh, if she thinks it's hard for her, imagine how SpongeBob felt when he had to say goodbye to Mystery.
The tides start getting pretty high, so it seems the trio aren't going to be able to head home like they were going to. Instead, they come across a hidden cavern, and despite this cavern being pretty hidden, it seems whoever lives here has a pretty big opening that anyone can discover and simply wander into. They stumble across the owner of this hidden laboratory, a scientist voiced by one of the Monty Python members, Terry Jones. Oh, and of course, he's a scientist who uses animals for otherworldly experimentation. PETA is not going to be very pleased with the kind of things that you're up to, Doctor. But he does give them a reason as to why he's been doing all this experimenting on these creatures, turning them into fish, because he's working on a potion that will turn humans into fish once the polar ice caps melt and flood the world in a post-climate change apocalypse. Now, while I do appreciate this doctor taking global warming and climate change seriously and trying to find some kind of solution for what will certainly be some kind of cataclysmic event that will impact the entire human race as well as the entire planet Earth, I still don't appreciate all the animal experimentation. Besides, once everyone is fish, he clearly isn't thinking about how the birds are going to react in a post-climate change apocalypse. As we should all clearly know because of global warming, birds attack humans, develop terrible fears of coat hangers, and explode on impact. And if you didn't know any of that, read a book or watch the absolute masterclass of cinema that is Birdemic Shock and Terror. Through song, the good doctor shows off his potion is mixed with a bunch of different pieces of various fish and other aquatic life. Well, duh, obviously. Did you not know that? Isn't it obvious? Because he has no qualms with a couple of kids wandering into his hidden lair, he has them helm a camera as he tests out the potion.
Here's the antidote I have made.
But as the males wander off with his vial of antidote...
I know they need the antidote so our characters can change back to human later in the movie, but would you really need an antidote if global warming floods the whole world and there is no dry lands left?
Stella drinks some of the potion and transforms into a starfish. Not realizing the starfish is Stella, Fly throws her out the window and into the ocean. But once they realize that was her, the males head out to rescue her, before the potion permanently changes her, as the potion has some kind of 48-hour time limit. Oh yes, of course, typical toxic masculinity, having to rescue a female who could probably save herself.
Do you really think a 6-year-old girl would be able to save herself if she was out at sea, or are you being contrarian? Would you seriously prefer her brother and cousin just leave her out there to fend for herself?
Ariel, do not come at me with those kind of mental gymnastics to cover up the blatant fact that you have internalized misogyny. So Fly decides to transform himself into a fish to go look for her, and once their vessel capsizes, Chuck drinks the potion and turns into a jellyfish. So apparently this potion comes with a sense of humor. Or a tremendous sense of irony. Both things I do not have. As the vials in the boat sink to the bottom of the ocean, some of the antidote seeps out into the water and alters this passing fish and shark, giving them basic human intelligence and the ability to speak.
I believe we have acquired the power of speech, my voracious friend.
Apparently this is one strong antidote, as they not only have the ability to speak but have pretty basic adult vocabulary too.
So this obvious villain fish called Joe, yeah, I would have gone with calling him Donald, but that's just me, takes the antidote with his shark comrade, as they decide they're going to use it to achieve fame and power. But no time for that. Here's a cute starfish playing with that seahorse from earlier on some bubbles. Look at that, that's just so cute. Once everyone is reunited, they come across other fish with the ability to talk waiting for a bus, which is really a larger fish that they use as a bus. Oh, and apparently these fish have also developed the concept of currency in a matter of minutes since obtaining this intelligence, since you need to have a certain number of clams to ride on the fish bus. Well, damn it to hell, even the 7 Seas aren't safe from the corruption of capitalism?
These are not valid.
Not valid?
You'll have to get off.
What? Chuck, give me your glasses. Here then, have these transatlantic, trans-Pacific, worldwide, oceanic approved deluxe coins.
Very well then. Here are the tickets.
Hold on. These two are less than 6 years of age. They ride for free.
Oh, yes. Of course. Here's a refund.
And this poor fellow is half blind.
Well,
it's not fair that he should pay full price.
I suppose.
And while we're at it, could we sell back the tickets we don't need?
Next time, have exact change.
Oh, now let's be honest here. Because these fish are developing their own little society, he probably would have let them on because fish like them have some kind of special privilege above other fishes or whatever kind of hierarchy this little fish society is creating around them.
You never really switch that kind of talk off, do you?
As it turns out, these fish are attending some kind of rally held by Joe where he spreads the antidote, giving the fish basic human intelligence. Hell, it's so effective, it brings cans of dead sardines back to life.
Does anyone else find that creepy? This is beyond antidote that changes fish into people. This can bring the dead back to the world of the living. This crosses the lines of science and feels more like necromancy.
Shut up, Rightoid, it's science! Plus, think about it, if it's able to bring back fish, then clearly that means it'll be able to bring back other animals who had to suffer horrible atrocities under the thumb of mankind.
Do me a favor and never watch Pet Sematary. You will start to get weird ideas.
Anyway, Fly tries to take the antidote, which of course hasn't run out despite affecting an entire stadium's worth of fish. But before he can make off with it, Joe tries to convince him to help him get more of it. They refuse, so the 3 kids are locked in a cage they can easily slip through the bars of. Well gee, I can't wait to see them escape when Joe could easily do all of fish kind a favor and let the shark eat the obvious humans. Fly tries to trick this guard into bending the bars so they can escape, but instead he proves his strength by breaking the key to the cage in 2. Not like it really matters, because the seahorse, called Sasha, shows up and saves them. Once they make it out, the trio discuss turning back into humans, and remembering the song sequence from earlier in the movie, they make their own antidote with all the proper ingredients that they need. But while Joe is about to steal their newly made antidote, cut back to the human world with the kids' parents. They follow their trail and make it to the scientist's lab, where he shows up just in time for all of them to set sail to look for the kids. Just as they are surrounded by crabs, the boat with the adults uses a water pump which blows all the crabs away. With only 12 minutes left before their transformations are permanent, Chuck finds a water pipe which leads them back to the lab. After another heartbreaking scene of a girl having to say goodbye to her seahorse, our heroes use the pipe and end up in the laboratory's resident piranha tank. And just as Joe is about to make off with the antidote and it seems all is lost, Chuck finally grows a backbone and fights off the piranhas. Fly weakly follows Joe down the pipes and once again uses his superior human intellect to trick Joe into drinking too much antidote, which turns him fully human and unable to breathe underwater.
What happens to a fish if he drinks too much antidote?
It becomes human.
Can a human breathe underwater?
Of course not.
Well, that's really dark.
I like the last image before you die as you're tanked.
And so the movie ends with the kids taking the antidote, they all turn human again, and everybody hangs out on the beach outside of the lab. They even use a special chemical to turn Sasha into a seahorse equine hybrid, all for Stella. You know one thing this ending doesn't really explain? They never explain if the fish in the ocean went back to just being regular fish or if they'll continue to have regular human intelligence. But oh well, I guess it doesn't really matter. It is the end of the movie after all. So that was Help, I'm a Fish, and even though I've never seen this movie before, this was really good. Now, I know a lot of people would say that they liked it because it had good animation, or because the voice acting was pretty good, or the songs were really catchy, or you had characters that were genuinely likable and had a sense of character growth to them. But I'm just gonna say what I really liked about this movie was that it was a movie that highlighted the importance of animal life, and I think that is very, very impressive. Along with the fact that it's also a movie that warns about global warming. And before someone says, oh, but this movie isn't smart enough to talk about those kind of things, let me look you square in the eyes and ask you, do you honestly think that a movie about human children that turn into fish because of a potion made by a scientist isn't smart enough to tackle a very serious topic like climate change and global warming? And to all those people, I just have to say one thing. You don't have to say those kind of things. I mean, why do people have to be so mean on the internet? Why can't you just leave me alone? I'm just trying to spread awareness.
Well, what are you waiting for? Can't you see I don't watch anymore? Just get out of here, you stupid, dumb animal!